We talk on this show a lot about investing and diversifying, and one great way to do that is through real estate. And this is Terry Cass. He is a partner and he's the designated broker with GPCI Multifamily and Land Development. He has some tips for you this morning for all of you first-time real estate investors. Great to have you on Sonoran Living.
Great to be here.
And getting to know a little bit about you. You wrote a book about this and you made it humorous because this can be pretty scary for folks.
Yeah. I've been doing this for 25 years, so I decided as part of my bucket list, I wrote a book about all the humorous stories that were involved in managing a lot of the properties that I ran and owned over the years in Phoenix.
So folks, as the new year starts, you may not have ever thought about owning an apartment building, but you said we probably can. If we put our money in there correctly, we can probably do this. So let's talk about diversification.
Yeah. I always promote that you should have a good round portfolio, and a lot of people, and real estate should be part of it. So stocks, bonds, real estate. Real estate actually, is a more stable, I feel, investment.
And you say that for first-time investors, a small apartment building is a good investment.
Yeah,
Why?
Well, for me, it's a good way to get your feet wet and learn about real estate. So whenever I tell first-time investors, I say start out small, maybe a house, 2 to 3, 4 units. It's considered residential, so the whole process of buying it and getting a loan and running it is just easier.
Right, and so when, we talk about money, so someone may say, well, wait a second, I don't know how, I don't have money sitting around, but you say residential financing is pretty simple. Yeah,
it's easier to get because it's purely based on you and the income you make, a little bit of the property. It's a lower down payment. A lot of banks do it. And if you have a good relationship with the bank, it helps in using leverage to buy a small complex.
And property management. So once you invest and you buy this small apartment, if that's so what you choose, how much easier is it to manage?
Well, it's much easier. I mean, if you're looking at 2 to 4 units versus 50, yeah. And if you have 4 units and you have 1 vacant, you still have 3 paying. It's a smaller building, less maintenance, less carrying of it and stuff like that.
And resale value?
Resale value is great. More people can afford a smaller investment, so therefore you have a bigger universe of buyers.
So when someone comes to see you who's never done anything like this, what's the first advice you have for them?
Well, first of all, I make sure that I tell them about the Phoenix area, that make sure that they're they've driven around and they kind of know where they want to invest. It's always, when I talk about it, it's either you're buying for location, condition of the building, or cash flow. Okay. So I always say, which one of those is most important to you? 9 times out of 10, it's location.
Location.
Right.
Okay.
Now, but if you buy location, you're giving up the other 2 because you're gonna pay to be in a nice area.
All right.
Okay. So you have to. I go. You can't have all 3, and you can barely have 2 of the 3. But I say, but everybody has their different way. Some people come in and say, I want great cash flow. I go, all right, well then we have to be moderate on the location, the condition, or I want to be in, downtown Scottsdale. I go, well then your returns is going to be a little lower, but you're going to have a nice building and, and a little higher end clientele.
Well,
so
that's a really good way of looking at it. Pick one of the 3. You're not going to probably have all of them, and then maybe over time you will build to all of them. And people can make some good money doing this.
Absolutely. The passive income's good. It's good security. It's consistent. All of the factors. Phoenix is probably one of the top markets in the United States to invest.
All right, so we need to get your book and figure this all out so we can just start investing. Great information.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it, Terry. All right, GPCI Multifamily and Land Development. They are located at 8160 North Hayden Road, Suite J208 in Scottsdale. Give them a call today if you're interested, and be sure to check out his book, 602-703-5277, or you can visit the website, GPCI multifamily.com.